For someone who's a beginner golfer, what are your top 3 recommendations of a golf course that they should go at? Try and get into it.
To get into it, I mean, honestly, it's like you should find.
What is up, everyone? It's Coach Austin here with your Nerd Out at Workout podcast, where we nerd out, workout, and podcast with my co-host, Kevin Irab Arabagan.
What's up? What's up?
And we are joined today by Coach Phillip, one of our strength coaches at Hyper Strength and Conditioning, and our guest of honor today, Golf Perfection, Matt.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's your last name, man?
Wong.
Matt Wong of Golf Perfection. You can find him on YouTube. That's how we found him.
Oh, yeah.
And he is an avid golfer, professional golfer, won a lot of championships.
Yep. Best of the best.
Best of the best.
But when Kevin and I started our golf journey, you kind of do that thing where you go on YouTube and you start watching the things that you're into. And Matt, you're actually one of the videos we saw.
Yeah. For sure.
And we started following you, and you do such a great layout and flow of, like, you follow yourself going through these courses. And you review them, and you actually do the tee off, and then the respective shots after that. But yeah, we've been watching you for a while, and we were so into it. And then we were like, dude, we got to ask you to come on at least, because we want to do at least one golf podcast this year. And
all
we
right.
wanted you to be on it. So
I'm
welcome.
honored. Yeah, I'm the one golf podcast for the year.
Very nice. That's it.
That's it.
No one else.
That, I think what I love so much about your channel too is, like, it feels very authentic.
For sure.
Because when it comes with YouTube golf now, with like Good and Bob Does Sports, it's all about who they're collaborating and what's the challenge. And it's not just about the golf anymore, Well, your channel, it's very like, oh man, I hooked it. I did this or that. But it's very, very authentic, and I love it, man. And plus Bay Area, baby. So
yeah, represent Bay Area. Yeah. I mean, that's like how people usually find me, is they just Google a course or they want to scout a course. And then people who will run into me is like, hey, I watched this video of yours. It helped me out. It's like, oh, that's cool. So that's how organically people find me, which is cool. But I agree. Yeah. Like right now, the golf YouTube space is in an interesting, I guess, era where it's just a lot of collaborations to kind of boost the numbers.
Right.
Because it's kind of getting saturated. Yeah, it's getting a little stale. Even my stuff, I mean, like it's tough, but in order to keep the numbers up, you're just combining your fandoms to boost up the numbers. Right. So that's kind of how it's been, but I digress. Yeah.
How did you start? What spurred you to make Golf Perfection?
So, like origin story, just to keep it real brief, I used to work for Adobe back in the day. So I got the Premiere Suite for free. So I used to, super nice, right?
Free.
And, yeah, I know it's just so expensive with subscriptions, but, I was editing car content. I had like a little Fiesta ST manual hot hatch that I would track and stuff. And I have a friend that's, also in the car YouTube world, but I only did it for fun. So I kept things, that was like my creative outlet. But once I left Adobe, stopped paying for Premiere, I kind of like stopped doing that. But then pandemic came around, started getting back into golf. And then I was kind of obsessed with the iPhone and its video capability. And so like kind of my wife helped me, split an iPhone cost for like Christmas or something with like the biggest one possible, like iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Right.
And so she got me that. And I was like, okay, this is going to be my last attempt to try something as a creative person, so got the iPhone 12 Pro Max for Christmas, started filming. And then everything from the beginning was off my phone. I like recorded off my phone, edited on my phone, like with the iMovie app.
Right.
Editing on the phone is the worst.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not optimal, but it was the camera on the iPhones for mobiles is probably like the best in my opinion. So it was really just a last hurrah to keep something up with a creative outlet. And then it kind of just, I wouldn't even say take off. It was just something I do in my spare time for fun that I really enjoy. Yeah. So that's kind of how it started. Was just like, was always into the creative content scene, like in terms of making stuff, but then kind of like a last hurrah, last ditch effort to do something creative after, I invested in a phone, but I spent a lot more money on equipment now, but yeah, that was kind of like the last ditch effort to keep it creative. And now it's a lot more than I could have ever imagined. So yeah.
Dude. And how's it been growing so far?
I mean, it's modest growth. I mean, it's like at 5,000 subscribers, just past that threshold earlier this year.
Nice.
And it's the worst because we're in a society now, and I don't want to get too deep into this, but where a lot of numbers are put to not your worth, but you're mentally always looking at your numbers.
Oh, dude.
And like I try not to focus on that. There's like a app that you can check your stats, and I'm sure for Instagram or TikTok, there's all those numbers, right?
Oh, bro.
But it's been growing at a modest rate. I wish it was bigger, but I'm not dwelling on that too much because it's not my full-time gig, right? It's just a part-time gig. But I'd say the growth, I wish it was more, but I'm happy where it's at.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do the layout of how you just record yourself going through the course? Was it something you're just like, oh, I need to record myself every hit I make and all that? Because the course reviews that's actually what helps us.
Yeah.
When we're like looking at the courses, I'm like, oh, did Matt play here?
Yeah.
Look at the video, and then it's like, oh, he's actually okay. This hole, that hole, like, what inspired you that?
Kind of like the OG people. So like there was like golfholics back in the day. So I'm bringing up some older YouTubers for sure. And like even good, right? Just what they're doing on the course. It was in their heyday. It was kind of fun because it really felt like they were us. There was just these kids on the course having fun, recording and, trying not to disturb the people behind them, but just keep playing and just doing their thing. So I kind of want to do a similar format where I was just recording myself on the course, keeping pace. And also Kyle Berkshire, he was also in that good mix way back in the day, but he kind of went on his own and did course vlogs as well. So his course vlogs are probably mostly mirrored like mine, but he hits it a ton. Like we're not the same, but his layout with, the voiceover, the shot tracers and the layout was kind of, got inspired by him pretty much.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, and then normally I was just trying to make the best of what footage I captured. Like it wasn't like really I was taking bits and pieces from everyone else, but like what's the best I can produce with my on-course content that I capture, right? Because that's half of content is like capturing as much as possible and then making the best of what you do. So I know you do the same thing, right? You record something and like, okay, I'm going to take this. What can I make out of this? Repurpose it for Reels, TikTok, long form and everything. So it's the same thing with the golf stuff.
Yeah, it's just you can always make something out of something, but if you have nothing, you can't make anything out of it.
Yeah,
so
the
it's
base
like you're just trying to record and like everything. You're like, I'll just do it again. Let me just get another one just in case.
Yeah. So no, it's been good. But it's definitely a skill, like recording yourself on the course or just, capturing footage in general. I'm sure you can relate. Like that's why I'm hesitant to say, oh yeah, everyone can do it, right? But the worse you are at golf, the more shots you have to capture and the longer it takes to edit. So you see all these really good people and they have like the shot counter only goes to 4. I'm like, bro, I'm hitting more than 4 every hole. Like, you know.
It's true, huh? Like,
right.
It's like 1 to 4.
Yeah. I'm 4 off the green already. I'm not even on the green yet.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, go ahead.
So when you're playing 18 and you're filming yourself, how long how much time does it add to your course time?
No, that's a good question. So honestly, I probably play faster when I'm recording, or I play the same pace. So I've gotten fast enough where it's just like boom, set it up and record, then take it down, and then go to my next shot. So I don't think a lot of people, when people play with me, they realize like, oh man, this is fast. Like my number one rule is like, don't take away from anyone that I'm playing with or the people behind me, because we all pay the same tee time. We're sharing the course together, right? Like that's the last thing I want to do is be that guy where you see the influencers in the wild type of deal on the course. Yeah. That's it kind of disheartens me sometimes. It's like, dang, I don't want that impression of me.
I don't want to be that guy.
With, because like older marshals, like the old stuffy guys, they see my camera like, oh, you're being too slow. And I'm like, bro, I'm playing with pace.
Prune Ridge.
I'm fast, baby.
Prune Ridge.
Prune Ridge. Prune Ridge.
Prune Ridge hating.
Yeah.
Really?
I set up one tripod, just one, to just get I want to see my swing. And then they came down and said, hey, the people have been complaining that you're taking too long. And I'm sorry.
Everyone pretty much takes a long time. I don't get it.
My first shot. Sir.
Yeah,
this
what
is
the
my
heck?
first shot, sir. But the people in front of us are. It's okay. I'll take it down.
You know what's funny? When we started like really getting hype, we kind of sunk in and like we're like, oh yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do the videos. Let's do the Instagram. And then every time Austin would be like, can you get me?
Like, dude,
you get me?
It's I don't know how you do it. I don't know, like, because you gotta get what's your setup? Like, do you do the tripod? And
I want to know that too.
Yeah, the camera. Like, how do you make it fast.
So like I have like everyone does like the tripod that's splayed out from the camera itself, like down. But mine is like it goes down to a monopod and then has 3 like prongs from the base. So it's really light and mobile.
Okay.
And so like it's not the footprint of it, it's really small. It's only like you know, like a 25-pounder footprint. Right? Like that. And then it's easy to take it in and out of the cart too.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
So if that's the cart setup, but if I'm doing it in my push cart, there's an umbrella holder and I have a mini tripod. I just shove it into the mini tripod.
Oh, nice.
So I like set up my push
smart.
cart, you know, have a ball head, tighten it, frame the shot, hit record, then hit the shot, and then come back to my push cart and just push myself along.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's like learned over time how to optimally capture the footage
Right.
and be super fast. Right.
Like
So
practice with that too, right?
yeah, you practice with that. I mean, it's just fast. I go really fast. And like honestly, it adds strokes to the score. But I mean, like, luckily I started at a place where like you know, I was just like an average golfer. And so it helps that I'm not like, you know, I chunk it into the sand trap, you know, and then I take 4 shots at this. Well, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
But like being a little bit better at golf does help in terms of if you're trying to shoot your own content out there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just young pups, topping,
sucked.
chunking, and throwing clubs around.
We always took the tee times when it's raining.
Oh yeah, we were the first guys. Like,
Nice.
It's raining, we're in.
At South Municipal.
I don't want anyone near me.
I know. I was like, I'll take the
Don't
shit
watch.
times.
Yeah,
I'll take
don't
the shit
watch me,
times.
Yeah.
No, but that's good. You identified the trade-offs. Like in the Bay Area, like we don't get the luxury of some of these other creators where it's just fast tee times.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna be paired up for sure with other people.
Yeah.
There's gonna be everyone booked behind you.
Yep.
You know, there's no like empty courses for you to go ahead and shoot content. So that's why I learned just to keep the pace. You know, I don't want any contention on me. I don't ask golf courses for permission. I just do it, but no one says anything about me, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how it works. I never knew how that works on that side. Like they would actually ask the golf course to just.
So I think like big creators now, like the big channels, they just probably book out everything behind them.
Yeah.
Or
Damn.
yeah. So I mean, they have it in the funds just to do it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or they know how to play quickly as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. I mean, we don't. I mean, as a small guy, I don't have that luxury. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not booking 20 tee times
I mean,
behind me.
Yeah, and you don't got like 3 guys filming for you too. So yeah, it's like it's a lot
makes
more
sense.
challenging.
Isn't it also like the amount of golf courses? I think we have a lot, but like in like I know good. They started in like the Midwest, right? That's where they are. I feel like just like the amount of golf courses there was is like it's all spread out the amount of players, but here like
There's only like
it's like
really good courses. Like,
yeah,
only a few
like
good courses where
yeah,
you really
like
challenge
especially
yourself,
within like a 5-10 mile
for
radius.
sure,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where they got into more of the personality being the focus rather than the course, because they were playing the same course over and over and over again. Where I've played a ton of courses, and just recently I've been playing the same course. But so that's what's cool about golf content is that there's so many different. I mean, all content. There's just so much out there that there's so many niches that you can find. It's just finding your niche and then like, trying to execute well within that space kind of thing. So, yeah.
I saw that you went to P4L. To do the golf performance thing.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was pretty cool.
Curious.
So if I'm being honest, like, and this is like a hot take, I guess, like, I think for golf in terms of fitness, even the pros, like once they're a certain physique, they focus more on their technique rather than getting their body into a certain state. Right. I think they work out to keep their current state to continue doing what they can do. But unless Bryson's the outlier where he made himself huge to try to hit the ball a ton. But all these guys, they're not like trying to make more gains because they already hit the ball far.
Yeah.
Right. They're not trying to bulk up or anything. They're just trying to maintain. So when it comes to mid handicaps, it's like, what are we trying to do here? Like, is there actual gains to be made, for your golf swing? And I think there is some pros like with like flexibility and, health, and injury.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of trying to gain something physically, I think you're better off practicing technique rather than, working out a ton to achieve some sort of body type.
No, I like that.
Yeah. And
I took lessons from Golf Garage, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, right?
Yeah.
Matt too. And I just remember when I was just trying to I'm a beginner, so I'm trying to like hack it away.
Well, I mean, and you're a strong guy.
Yeah,
right?
That's all he's like, dude, you're swinging from up here. You got to use all your weight here, like a catapult. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you're like, he's like, no offense, no, like you're like a dense dude. So use that weight. It'll just happen. And I'm like, and the less I thought about it, of just swinging, and all of a sudden it just started hitting. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, I didn't know that. I thought you just you just swing the shit out of it.
Right.
And
So
yeah.
So bringing it back to Perform for Life, I think what they're doing though is important because they're getting kids that are young and then trying to build up the muscles that maybe they don't build up in a normal day-to-day situation to prevent injury. And maybe trying to develop them in a way to where they hit that optimal stage. But for us, I don't know. I'm not convinced I'm going to there all the time to improve my game in terms from a physical standpoint. Just me personally.
No, that's good. No, because I saw that and I took a seminar a long time ago, or it was like a fitness business conference a long time ago, and the owners were there too. And I already knew they do great things over there. So then when I saw they were going to the golf side, I was like, oh, they got you in there. And well, because they got that crazy machine that's like
the Proteus. No,
dude,
yeah, that
it's
thing
not
is
a cheap machine. And they had you like doing all this stuff on it, and I'm like, oh, I got curious. I was like, how much is that? How do I use that? Like, can we use that? Or how did that feel using it? I haven't used it.
It was pretty cool. I would say I'm like probably. I mean, I'm not like the strongest guy. I'm like probably stronger than average golfer. But I haven't lifted a lot of weights in a long time. I just do more cardio. But yeah, it felt pretty normal. But like when we did the percentile thingies, I was like already in the upper percentile in terms of the people on there. But then it like measured me against like athletes in my weight range, and I'm like lower percentile. Yeah. I mean, well, because like like 260, right? And like I'm like when you measure me against other 260 guys, they're like 6 something and like these big old yeah. I'm just like this guy, like who used to work out a ton of weights, but in terms of the people that were on that machine specifically testing, I was like in the upper percentile, right? But it was like weird. It was kind of unnatural, the Proteus machine. Yeah, like they had this one where you just like go in and out like this, and like I feel like I was trying so hard and I threw out my arm.
Shoot.
Didn't actually do it, but I was like, oh man, my arm afterwards. But yeah, I did the fitness. They give you a handicap, like in terms of like where you stand from a fitness perspective, and I did just okay, like maybe average, a little less than average of what they thought an ideal golfer body would be, and it identified where I could improve, like so core, hip flexors, right?
Things.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of just told me things I knew.
Just confirmed it.
Yeah, but whether or not if I were to pick up like a private training session with him, if it would help me, I'm sure it would, but for mid handicap, I think I'm better off practicing my swing. Yeah. But I think that program is good for like professionals or the people who are in competitive golf that want to get that extra, like how we're talking about, you get the extra couple percents more, out of their game.
Just squeezing everything out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or it's helpful if sometimes they get a lot of older people who probably don't ever work out like at all.
That's true.
And if you're older, you have a lot of gains to make just from going from no type of physical training to I'm sure you see it in your gym.
Yes.
Right. If you get people who are coming in, haven't lifted a barbell in their life, and then they start getting into it, and then they unlock another tier.
Dude.
Yeah. I'm sure they can relate. Yeah.
Hey, some of those guys
dude, I just started binging that.
Yeah, it's good,
dude.
I need to watch it.
You haven't watched it?
No,
I haven't seen that either.
Dude, it's life changing.
So we were golfing to prepare for this episode. We actually did an 18 like a few days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And he was like, "Have you watched Solo Leveling yet?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't yet." And he's like, "You gotta watch it." And I was like, "Eh." And the last night I just started watching it, and then I haven't stopped, dude.
It's so funny because Austin's saying how he loves to just like use all his power in his golf swing. when we were like always like taking videos, he's always like 100% cowling.
Oh yeah,
he was a big My Hero guy, and then he would like rip it, and we're just like, "What are you doing?" Like,
My Hero.
Yeah,
you watch Rising Impact?
Oh yeah, Rising Impact. Have you seen
That's
Rising
the golf
Impact?
one.
The
Right?
one
No, I haven't watched it yet.
That one's funny. I like it.
It's a fun anime. Like in terms of golf, it's like not serious.
Yeah.
It's just for fun. Like don't take it like, oh man, you might learn something. You're gonna just learn that these guys they hit the ball into the wind and wind's gonna carry it 80.
From what I've heard, every golfer has a power.
They all have their power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, there's
so
a
like
guy,
an anime. Yeah.
There's a guy who like if it's within 150 yards, he holds it out.
It's hold.
No matter what.
It's hold.
It's
Oh,
horrible
man.
fun,
It's
and you're
good.
just like,
Yeah.
bruh.
And then there's one guy who could just read the greens.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like a
He sees
line.
a line.
It's
a
kind of
line.
like Kuroko's no basketball.
It's like,
Kinda like they have, like,
it's
that,
like,
yeah.
dog,
The other one was like he could control the wind.
yeah,
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
based on how the
Like,
wind.
no matter where you hit the
Oh,
ball,
Dude, I'm not even joking. He looks like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, and
Oh
he
my
can
gosh.
like read the wind
Read the
lines.
wind line and the
And
ball.
he'll
will
like
fall.
ride the wind, and it just falls. Into
It's
the
insane,
hole.
bro.
All right, yeah.
I can't
yeah.
wait for next season.
Can't
Yeah.
wait either.
Wait, you just
All
said
serious note, I can't wait
It's
either. I
just-
want to watch
it's-
that third.
yeah.
All right,
season.
I gotta watch it then. Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely
I
gotta
think
watch
it's a
it.
good watch.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
good watch.
It's fun.
It's a good watch.
Yeah.
Is it a fast watch?
You can get through.
There's
it.
like there's 24 episodes, but I think they're only 30 minutes each.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay,
like
Two
yeah,
seasons
that's,
out,
that's
right?
two
pretty quick.
seasons, and it's something you can put in the background, so it's not too bad. So,
Yeah.
it's
You
fun.
For
if
sure.
you had an ability as a golfer, if we were in that universe, what ability would you
Give me
have?
the putting one, dude.
Yeah, I think the putting.
The
I
putting
think
was
I always
so
see
OP.
this the conversation come up, and I feel like two putting from anywhere would be insane. Like if you're on
Yeah,
the green,
for sure.
Yeah.
just a two putt from anywhere on the green, that'd be insane.
Yeah, that's always like when we were playing, we always play scramble because we
Oh
wanna keep
yeah,
our pace
scramble's
going,
great.
and our first rule is always like, no three putting, no matter
Yeah.
what. We're not three putting today. We're only two putting, and recently it's been working out for us. We've been playing, so yeah. So
I don't
Yeah.
take putting seriously. They get hell.
He-
mad at
dude.
me.
we're like, all right, Austin, give us a line.
Give
and
us
he's
a
like-
read. It's like
You
He's
whacking
all like
it.
sideways like this. And we're always like, the day he makes it, we're gonna like eat our words,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like it hasn't happened yet.
No,
but,
sometimes most times I put better like that.
Is that the new technique?
I
Is that
I
what
can't-
it
I'm
is?
trying to-
like a one hander or something.
Yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
like
He's
I
like
just
sideways.
I stand.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I put my toes at the hole and I just kind of hit it.
yeah, it's
Bryson
and-
kind of did that for
yeah,
a little bit.
he
He
has
had
the
the
front
little,
lower forward putt,
So
yeah.
I'm trying to make it a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It doesn't help us, but
Might catch fire one day.
Yeah, you
Nice.
never
I'm
know.
just
Someone
saying.
in a major wins like that.
I'm just
You
saying.
never know.
But if I had the power, I just want power.
Yeah.
Like, let me just drive it out of the tee box 500 yards. Call it a day.
Hey man, you're gonna miss the hole. So
That's what a lot of the youth nowadays is doing. Is hitting the ball as far as possible. Like they're
Yeah.
like screw like hazards or rough.
Yeah.
Just get it as close to the
Yeah,
green
yeah.
as possible, or hit it as far down as possible and deal with the
Yeah.
outcome.
We were literally talking about the players earlier with
Oh, right.
Minwoo and Akshay. Like there's so much hazards on that course. But the way they were able to kind of just avoid all of it, and they're like some of the longest hitters. They're
Yeah.
like small dudes too.
Yeah,
But they're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
able to like use all of like their flexibility and kind of like go through and generate so much speed.
right.
Yeah.
It's
and it's
insane.
like like you said, like they're two of the younger ones. Like it's just avoiding all of that.
Yeah.
Like it's just if I can get far enough, I don't got to worry about anything.
Yeah, like what's like 150 or 160 in the fairway, or like 20 yards by the green.
Right.
Your proximity on your next shot's gonna be so much closer if
Yeah.
you just chip it on versus
Oh,
trying to
like a
hit like a
wedge.
150
Yeah,
yard
wedge.
shot, kind of thing.
Dang.
So not to say that's like a huge general sweeping, a huge sweeping generalization, but a lot of people are just getting
It's
that
like
distance.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The distance revolution, as they say.
Yeah.
Telling you,
But-
I told you, 100% Cali, bro.
100%
It's catching
count. Man.
Kev, you got something for Matt?
Oh, dude. So when Austin was like, "Oh, we're gonna have Matt on," like, no way. So we did a little dive, and I know you're into the Pokemon. Like, I
Oh,
saw you got a
gosh.
little far- So we brought some packs for all of us. to
Oh
review today.
shoot!
Let's
Okay.
go.
And, so we all gonna get one pack here. This is the,
Okay.
Prismatic Evolution.
Oh
One
shoot!
of the hottest sets out right
Thank you for
now.
the God pack.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Oh, dude, if
Dude,
you
Dude,
got
if we
it,
got
insane.
that, that's
This-
I'm so new to
cutting
this.
this to every
I don't know.
Instagram
Yeah,
reel,
yeah.
every TikTok.
Dude, I'm so
So-
new to this.
There's a little pack trick.
Yeah, what's the
For this
pack trick
pack
on
What is
this?
this?
trick
I'm just
is,
gonna open it and reveal it.
You could do that if you like, but
We going one by one?
it's up to you. But so if you don't want to reveal, so you take the last card and put it in the front, should be the energy. So we got the
Wait, last card put in the front.
yeah. So we're just gonna
Okay.
like, if we pull an Umbreon,
Dude, that would be
I've never
nuts.
done
we'll
this.
have to figure
I've
out.
never done
I don't
this.
know what
can't
we're
even
gonna
open
do.
Yeah.
So if you guys, I don't know where I'm not.
All right,
even
let's
looking at
see.
these cards right now, but
So the card that's on top, you put in the front, right?
the back cards. That's gonna
Yeah.
be the energy in the front.
This card, the live.
No.
next
The one,
after.
the one next. You put that one on the front.
Ooh, Vaporeon Pokeball.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's good for us.
All right.
Then-
So,
I see something sparkly
Grass.
behind yours. I'm not.
oh really? Are you being
really?
serious?
I'm being serious. I saw something sparkly. So
Like
Wait,
that's not
so
the energy.
is
Okay.
that
that's
my
energy
last
behind
card?
mine. Yeah. So just
Okay.
just keep pulling them, and I just got a little
Fuck.
hollow. Not too bad. Okay.
All right.
okay.
Golding.
Yeah. What do you got else?
Okay. Applin.
Okay, Applin.
All these ones are just whatever, right?
Yeah,
It's
these
always,
are like the commons.
It's always in
Yeah, as far
Sneasel.
Sneasel.
Where's the camera? Over
Right there.
there.
Yeah, there you go.
Hoot hoot.
Hoot hoot. That's a good one.
All right. Kieran.
All right, we should be getting to the hollows.
All right, here we go. Hollows first. Oh no, it's trainer.
Oh, trainer. Okay. I think it's after this one.
All right,
Three
Kevin.
uncommons.
Kevin, let me know.
I think we're getting
Okay.
there. Oh, okay, keep going. Pull it down.
Okay.
There's something.
There's something. Okay, that's our first reverse
That's the
hollow.
first
Okay,
reverse.
Oh.
reverse.
There should be one more reverse before our final.
Okay, it's an
one.
item, so it's
Okay,
not gonna be
yeah.
that.
Okay. All right, now this is the big Carter. I saw something a little sparkly.
It's I think it's just a hollow. I
Is
think
it just a hollow?
yeah.
Pull
Okay.
it down. Oh, okay. yeah,
Dust Snore. Okay.
Yeah, dude, I swear I saw something sparkly over there, bro.
Yeah.
What did you get, Austin? You get anything
I
good?
don't know what the fuck I got. I'm still in the Charizard era, bro.
He's like bending a really.
No, this is
What'd
cool.
What'd you end up pulling? Did you pull anything good?
Not yet. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, all right.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Arcaludon?
Where am I going?
I don't even know.
Doesn't matter. I was kidding.
It's not like a secret rare or
Not
a
a secret
illustration
rare.
rare.
Or the Umbreon.
Yeah.
Dipplin?
So I got a Fluttermane.
Fluttermane. So no,
Fluttermane.
we didn't get any big hits.
No, that's
but,
cool.
you
That's
know,
thoughtful of you.
But
Yeah, that's
shout
awesome.
out to our boy, Mr. John Paul Limpin, aka the JPL Collective. He
Oh, okay.
graciously gave us the cards, these packs for
nice.
us to open today. And I always said, if he doesn't have it, no one has it.
Oh,
Thank you, JP.
Thank you,
Thank you,
JP.
thank you.
thank you.
So,
So this is what is this?
it's a Pokemon.
I know that.
It's like a
but,
building, right?
I'm so
You know,
I'm so old.
did you ever hear this the fan theory about Pokemon? That when Ash was like electrocuted, that
Oh,
he
that
fell
he-
into a
he-
coma.
yeah.
Oh,
And that's why the
this is everything
151
is
It's like normal Pokemon, but as it gets later generations, they get weirder and weirder
because
because his brain's deteriorating.
Oh.
In a coma. So
Oh
it's
my
like, that's why it's
gosh.
getting weirder and weirder.
Like
but
the chandelier one.
yeah, you know,
the
it's like-
ice cream one.
yeah, so that's
well, the
why,
one that
like,
looks like
yeah.
a building.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
What is
he's
this?
just coming up with stuff like for there's memory. So that's a fun theory, but you know, yeah, man, it's something fun. You know, hopefully I'd have been sick if it had been pulled an Umbreon. Great content, but you know, it is.
I'm still on that Charizard.
Yeah, I know, man. Everyone's still on the Charizard.
We have no
Charizard's
sleeves
still-
just in case. No sleeves.
I got sleeves.
You had
bro.
sleeves in
Come
there?
on, man. I got sleeves. I
He's
got top
prepared.
loaders.
He's prepared.
Okay. Oh, you was
Prepared, bro.
prepared for something.
Yeah, we were prepared for
Do
something.
people
but-
actually play games though still with this?
Yeah, they
Or they
still
just-
play.
Yes,
They still
it's
play. Yeah,
huge.
yeah, still
Yeah.
it's strong, still going strong. I think the next World Championships in Tokyo, actually.
I think it's
So-
getting a wave of strong right now.
Oh,
Like-
yeah,
like,
dude.
with the TCG coming out, like the mobile one.
Yeah, with the mobile and
Yeah, people got back into it, and
Yeah.
then people
Shut
started
up.
opening more packs.
yeah,
and-
you know when Pokemon's hot when people are fighting at Costco, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
the
noticed that.
scalpers.
and
Yeah.
then the Target section is empty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always empty. You
It's
know,
always
so.
empty. There's no.
And the new thing they're doing, the Safeways, they have all the Pokemon machines. There's
Oh,
one across the
yeah,
street.
yeah.
I almost went before the show, but I didn't want to be late. So. But they're always usually empty. But they're But yeah, man. So
No, cool. That's like Pokemon's the only one where like the collector base is just as big, if like way bigger than the playing base.
yeah, it's,
Yeah.
And all the other TCGs, like the playing base is bigger,
yeah, for
except
sure.
for maybe One Piece.
One Piece
has
is huge
got
collector
yeah.
right now,
One
yeah.
Piece is
has
huge.
cards.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's huge.
now
right
we're getting a little like into my
Is-
nerdism, but yeah.
No, I
I
play-
play
no,
no,
you
yeah.
know the name
It's
of the
where we nerd
podcast?
out, work
Yeah,
out a
yeah,
podcast.
Bruh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what we
yeah.
do. Dude,
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
collect Dragon Ball Z cards.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I
mean,
used to
right,
do.
they-
Way
they-
back when.
They came out with one
They
too.
came out with a new like a whole new thing now with
What?
Dragon Ball with like you know, of course it has their own market, you know what I mean, and it's not as big as One Piece because One Piece is huge right now. They have Demon Slayer. Think of any anime, they probably have cards for it. So
Yeah,
Spy
Bandai's
Family?
taking all their IPs right now
mhm.
and like trying to make different games out of them. So they just came
Sure.
out with the Gundam one.
yeah,
There's a
for sure.
Dragon Ball one that just came out. But then there's like a catch-all game called Charles Schweiss or whatever. And then that has like literally every single anime.
Really?
Yeah. But anyways.
No, I gotta look into this.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know, it is what you like, you know. So
I
there's
think
something
half
for
of the
everyone.
trainers are collecting Pokemon cards at the gym. You guys,
Yeah,
be
just
like,
on the mobile. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Well, like
I didn't get
clients,
into that.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I went into Lorcana before
Okay.
Oh my
that.
goodness.
So I actually
yeah.
played like a lot of Lorcana.
Steamboat Mickey. Isn't that like the biggest card in the set?
Well,
I'm not
that's
sure.
that's like non-lorc. That's like another set. I
Oh,
think
that
that's the
is a-
Charles. Or it could
Oh,
be something else.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's cool.
we don't
man.
have to dive into that. But that's just that's another
That's
hobby.
another rabbit hole.
It's another
man.
hobby,
Like,
another rabbit hole.
you know,
But
It's
yeah.
like they're learning too
they're
much.
They're learning
learning
too
much. yeah, but
what are your okay, you've been golfing around the Bay Area. For someone who's a beginner golfer, what are your top 3 recommendations of a golf course that they should go at? try and
that
like get into it?
To get into it, I mean, honestly, it's like you should find, like a good exec, I think, first, because like executive course where like it's kind of expected that, you're kind of learning. So like any executive course, I think is a good start. And then once you get to a place where you can play within pace, you're not holding things back, then graduate to a 18-hole course,
What's an executive course?
So executive course is more like a 9-hole course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it has like mostly par 3s, spin like shorter par 4s.
Like Rancho.
Yeah. Rancho del Pueblo. There's one called Mission Hills that's just up the street. I actually went to Mission Hills before this just to check it out. It's a 9-holer.
Oh, nice.
Mostly I play like garbage, but yeah. So like if you start on those, and not saying this is the path, anyone's path to the golf course, can be wildly different. But that's just a good suggestion if you're not sure about it, because everyone starts from the range and you get hooked, and then you're like, okay, but the course is scary.
Yeah.
Right.
You
pay
time.
Right. You pay your money. You're like, okay, I'm on the first tee.
Oh my God.
You just like
Everyone's
especially if you
watching.
got paired up the first time.
Yeah,
too.
and you paired up with strangers, and so
And you're
I mean-
right in front of the clubhouse too. So like,
Yeah.
they're like watching. Like,
Look at
You're
this
up.
loser.
Yeah,
Right.
they're saying your name
so
up at the tee box.
and
So-
then you just shank it right. You're like, ugh.
so that's why it's good if you do it in a group.
Yeah.
If you have other people that you can kind of just be, in the same tee
Yeah,
time,
for sure.
especially in the Bay Area where you're gonna get paired to at least 4 people.
Yep.
If you have a group of 4, like my friend who got into it, we kind of like babied him all the way to where he is now, but we had a full group always.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we kind of told him how to get along or whatever. So he kind of went straight from the range to the San Jose Muni, like 9, which is fine. So like, first start at an executive course and then go to like San Jose Muni. I think San Jose Muni is a really good course,
I
actually.
like that course. Actually,
Yeah,
a lot.
it's just it plays a little slow sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's expected for a Muni, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I think once you start getting it, and if you can advance the ball like 150 consistently within a spray pattern, like consistently going forward, where you're not chunking it and then like trying to take multiple shots that go not very far, then I think you're ready to go to a regular 18-hole course, kind of thing. Yeah.
So we shouldn't have gone to San Jose Municipal that fast.
Well,
No, I mean that's why I said everyone's path's different,
yeah.
right?
And shout out to our buddy Angelo Manji, who's probably been banned from San Jose Muni because we always put his name down as our 4th, but he doesn't show up. So
sorry, Angelo didn't show up
a
again.
little hack.
Our guy didn't show up.
A little
Sorry,
life
dude.
hack.
Like,
This
sorry, man.
Angelo guy, he always knows shit. Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
But yeah,
sorry.
I think San Jose Muni is I think the 18 hole we've played the most. So
Mhm.
we have a lot of memories and a lot of triumphs and
Yeah, sure.
downfalls there. But I mean that's a great course. Yeah,
It's a solid course. It just the only thing is it just lacks elevation. But in terms of the layout, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
And
were
it's-
there like we were saying last Tuesday. It was very slow.
yeah. I mean, that's it comes with the Muni territory, right? And like
Yeah.
the Bay Area golf in general, it's gonna be slow. I'm surprised. Like on a weekday, probably not as much, but on the weekends, it's like at least 4.5 hours. That's a good day.
100%.
So I can go to 5 hours easily.
Yeah.
This was going to 6.
Well,
Sure.
We had to stop at 15, after 15 because we were going on 4 hours, and he had to get home, and we were just
My
like,
wife was gonna kill me.
Sure.
I'm like, let's get out of here. Let's
Yeah,
go, man.
yeah,
I'm down.
yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And what the sucky part was like, it was probably the best we were playing
Yeah.
like, ever. We're like,
it's a
damn, we
bummer.
need 3 more holes, but yeah, we get it. Like the slow.
But the score's lower,
It goes
You
lower?
take that score from 15. That's your 18 score.
No, there you go. Exactly.
That day you played golf.
I mean,
and
we
you
were
shot
averaging a
X.
bogey. We were averaging a bogey a hole, so like, yeah, we'll get a bogey. We'll get a bogey on it. It's
No, we're birdie.
we're-
Yeah,
we're- yeah.
I don't count the first 3.
That's fair.
Yeah, but
fair.
yeah, man.
I start counting on the fairway. No, that's good. I also wanted to bring up McDonald High School. We're doing a fundraiser
Yeah.
at Mountain View Golf Links. Muffet
Shoreline?
Field?
Moffett.
Shoreline.
Shoreline or Moffett?
I think it's Moffett. You said Moffett.
Moffitt's the one by NASA. Shoreline is the one by Shoreline.
Mountain View. It says Mountain View Shoreline. I think it was Shoreline. Now I'm gonna double check my
We'll
thing.
Figure it out.
No, I want to check it now. I don't want to be wrong.
Double check. We don't want to steer the audience the wrong way.
Yeah,
or
but-
anything,
Can't go to the wrong
We're
course.
doing a golf fundraiser for our athletics program. We are a new high school in Santa Clara in San Jose. And this is our first fundraiser. It is in, it's the first one, Shoreline. Boulevard.
Oh, Shoreline.
2940 North Shoreline Boulevard. Shoreline Golf Links. Yes, so we're doing our first fundraiser, annual McDonald High School Sports Booster Club Golf Tournament 2025, Saturday, April 26th, 2025. It's a 2-person scramble. The price is $150. It goes to a good cause. It's a youth athletic program. But, man, would you want to compete in this?
Sure.
Us?
I mean, yeah, if it's open on that weekend, for sure.
Nice.
So you said a two-person?
2-person scramble.
Oh, man.
Two-person
Two-person
scramble.
Two-person's tough.
Yeah.
Because like the thing about 2-person is the putting.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you miss the first putt, it puts so much pressure on the second. Even like the 5-footers with the 4-man scramble, someone's gonna make
Someone's
it.
got
That's
it.
that's our
Like,
jam.
Like two people.
Scrambles are
Two people, one person misses. Ooh, that hole gets like.
It's like, my bad, bro.
Well,
You got that though? You got me?
You know.
Well, I was telling him too. Like, I mean, at least it's not an alternate shot.
Oh, dude, yeah, that would be like score a bajillion.
Dude.
I'm on the tee box.
We'll take a
Yeah,
double.
Well, we're doing that. All right. We're also agency might sponsor a hole. We're gonna figure that out. But we're really excited about that. And yeah, it'd be great if you could join
man,
us.
cool.
Fun.
I don't know exactly what I know. It's like a big ass trophy. I don't know if there's like a money prize, but I know we get.
Pure sponsorship by HSC.
I don't know about pure sponsorship. Calm the hell down with that.
Whoa! Can't be handing those
I
out.
can sponsor a hole. I don't even know if it's a preferred hole, but I don't even. But I'll figure that out. But and then also wanted to shout out I'm wearing my Sunday Swagger polo. Became an ambassador.
Oh,
So I will have
you.
15% off link below the show notes. If you guys want to get your Sunday Swagger, click the link. They gave me like a weird. It was like Austin 81613.
They should ask for
I was
360.
like, why did they? It was right there. It was like right there.
It could have been right there.
Low-hanging fruit.
It's 816 there. Anyway.
That's cool.
But that's that. But also what I wanted to touch on was how did you start golfing? Like we all had our things, we got into it. What was your defining moment of like, ooh, I like the sport, I'm gonna keep going?
So I've been playing golf for quite some time. I mean, I played as a kid.
Cool.
Yeah, my dad got me into it like back in the day, but I wasn't all that great. So I did play in high school, but it was one of those high schools that was super small, so you could play all the sports. And golf was just the one I played at the end. But I played water polo. I rode the bench in basketball. Pretty much played a little bit through high school. But then when I went to college, I stopped playing because I didn't have a car. It's hard to get out. And then after I graduated, I was only playing like once or twice like a year, maybe. But then I'm basically as a result of a pandemic golfer again, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was probably like a mid-handicap through college. I mean, not through college, through high school and college. But once the pandemic came around, I was playing like every weekend, and I got pretty decent, almost like a single-digit handicap.
Oh, wow.
But I don't like practicing. So my practice is when I play.
Yep.
And so recently, even with the channel, it maybe doesn't look like it, but I haven't been playing every weekend anymore. So sometimes I film multiple, like if I film like 2 18s in a day, that's 2 weeks of releases, right? So sometimes I try to front load everything.
Oh.
And so everything that's been released, so I recently just released like 3 or 4 videos all from like a weekend trip. But it was like 4 rounds or whatever, but that's a month's worth of content, but I filmed that in a weekend. Right.
Nice.
But pretty much, I've been playing a lot more golf after the pandemic. But yeah, I played in high school and I played as a kid, but I was never competitive. There was kids that were like always way better than me. But like I said, I didn't like to practice, kind of thing. Yeah. It's so funny because the Bryson's old coach, his name is Mike Shy. I used to take lessons from him in the Central Valley. And he was even around when I was taking lessons, but he was already on a different, he's I don't know how many years younger than me, but he was just like some young kid, just super passionate about the game, practiced all the time. I was like, oh man, yeah, he could be pretty good. Little did I know, he won like 2 majors, but yeah, same kind of instructor, but you could just tell he was very passionate about it. And he practiced his butt off. I was just like, I'll never be like that. But yeah, so that's kind of how I grew up. I didn't grow up loving the game, but then after getting back into it, I think the main thing is what's good about golf is you can play it with anyone, different ages, genders, whatever. So got back into it playing more with my dad kind of thing, and so it's something we share more. And so that kind of motivated me more to get back into it too. And him as well. And then my brother too, he kind of played a little bit. So we all kind of got back into it. And now my mom's getting into golf.
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do like a, family scramble, like video or something.
Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
But
awesome.
so it was like never a love thing until recently, until with the channel and stuff like that.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
See, no, that's a lot.
So if you get your kids into it when you're old, you could probably still give them, junior run for his money, right? So those kind of things. I think that's what makes golf so great. Like you can get your butt handed to you by some old person that's like 30 years older than you. Yeah, kind of crazy.
No, I've seen some, like,
dude. Our friend's dad. We play out in Dublin over at the Pleasanton.
Romeo's dad.
Romeo's dad.
Oh yeah,
he doesn't hit it far, but he is literally a fairway finder.
Straight every time.
Fairway finder, and you're just like, man, this guy's cooking right now. We're getting cooked by this
My
guy.
uncle's roasting us right now.
We're getting roasted.
And
then when we finally get a good hit, it's like, oh, you showed up.
Dang.
You're like,
You talking too?
Yeah, we talking too, man. That's why we miss playing with him. But it's like, it's just like that. Like anyone can play. It's like, it's funny because like you're in high school. These guys are like, yeah, football, basketball. Like, you playing golf?
Yeah,
Isn't that
definitely a
weird?
stigma in high school. Oh, you guys are the golf. I mean, we were like probably second to the bottom from the totem pole, other than the tennis team. For some reason, tennis was like in our area, like wasn't like the for us in the Central Valley. Like, so I'm from Kingsburg, so they're a huge football. There was a whole football town.
Central Valley football.
Yeah. So there, everything's football. Even water polo was like a couple rungs down, but like for golf and tennis were at the bottom for sure.
I see,
Yeah. But it was like not a cool thing. But I think it's slowly. It's turning around. It's like cool. I mean, there's stuff like full swing and all this other like it's cool to golf. Well, because also you can make a ton of money now. Well, you could back in the day, but
you can make a lot.
But you can make a lot of money in golf. So I don't know what it is about this younger generation that's all about making that dough. But like they
make the bag.
It's appealing, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of appealing, but it's a lot cooler than it was. For sure.
For
Definitely.
sure.
Yeah.
They come out with what the arena one now, arena league.
TGL, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
what
so
is
I was
that?
wearing this shirt right now.
Playoff tonight.
Is that what it is? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Playoff
It's
tonight,
coming up in like an hour or like a couple minutes here, but
Is it the final four, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's,
is it-
so LA Golf Club just lost in New York.
So it's gonna be
yesterday.
New York and then
Whoever wins
the
today.
Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got
It's the
50
Bay.
on the Bay to win.
So what?
I'm just like, come on, baby.
I'm so new to what is the TGL? Like, what is that?
It's a way for Tiger to play more golf.
Yeah. Real talk. So
Wait, did he
If we
did
put
he
it
find
blunt,
it or?
so
He's one of the founders.
It's
Yeah.
him and Ricky.
So TGL is like tomorrow's
Right.
golf league.
Right.
I've done a whole bit on it on my channel, but
Yeah.
kind of got tired of making content for it because it's just whatever. But basically, it's like part sim golf and then part like real golf. So they hit into a screen virtually, and then they all hit to a screen that's the same, and then they have that same exact physical green in person in a stadium.
like right behind him.
Yeah, right
What?
behind them.
Like,
So once
yeah.
they hit onto the green, a light shines down where their ball lands, and they go drop it, and then they play out the rest of the hole.
Yeah.
They're trying to
Right.
bring golf to like the stadium feel.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
basketball, like
Yeah.
stadium feel.
And it's crazy because the green
Oh.
rotates.
Yeah.
Has like a bunch of
The-
different
yeah.
to give you breaks and
pistons?
stuff.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like technology. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I can't hit a flush. You know what I mean?
No.
It's so crazy, man.
And they have like real grass they hit off. They bring out these big squares of
Mhm.
grass that they stand on and hit on into the screen.
Damn.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
sand. Yeah.
Or
like,
sand, depending the lie.
Rough. Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
insane, dude. It's
So it just
cool.
sounds like they're trying to make it more watchable. Also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
more pace.
the first
and,
season.
First
Yeah.
season.
So the biggest draw is the fact that it's on a Monday or Tuesday afternoon, evening,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because golf will never occupy that spot because you need daylight unless it's a nighttime course.
yeah.
Mhm.
It will. So there's a lot of people that just watch it because it's on ESPN and it's on
So
ESPN.
it's like on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
it's on,
So
I'll
it's
watch
like
it.
bonus golf. And I made this comparison. It's kind of like when Disney picked up Star Wars. There's a lot of people who are upset because, a lot of the programs other than like Andor or, a
Mhm.
couple big ones
Mhm.
or like, Boba Fett, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
yeah. Like other than that, there's been a lot of flops. And
Yeah.
people were just like upset that,
Mhm.
hey, all these
ruining
crappy
it.
things, but it's more Star Wars.
Yeah, more.
This is
content.
just more golf, right? Like, and it doesn't take
Ah.
away from the major tour because they're not taking away from tournaments.
Yeah.
These athletes that are playing, they're not, sacrificing anywhere else that they would be playing at the time anyway. So
Oh, it's like because
they scheduled it really
it's off,
nicely to
yeah.
where it's in between tournaments.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see more of your favorite players playing.
It's just more screen time.
More
Golf
screen
just
time,
gives more
yeah.
screen time.
More memes, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
So I like it.
It's
I
fun. Yeah,
enjoy it.
I enjoy it. Like,
yeah,
when
I'll
I
put
can.
it on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying this while I'm wearing the shirt, but it's enjoyable, but like it's not like a 49ers. Like I went in person in Florida, and it wasn't like electrifying like a Niners game, or even I like the Sacramento Kings, like, or even going to an NBA game, right? Nothing replaces that kind of feel,
for sure.
but it's trying to, cheer for a team.
Yeah.
It's kind of dead in between holes. You know how like there's some dead time in like NBA. Well, NBA is not that bad. There's usually continuously go, but NFL there's like dead time in between
Like
downs or whatever.
timeouts.
Yeah. But like TGL, the downtime was like after they put in the hole and they like set up the next hole. Like there's a commercial break. It was super long.
Yeah.
When I was there in person, I was just
Like
waiting.
20 minutes or
No, not 20 minutes, but it's more than football for sure.
It's just the lull. It just feels like a
The lull is too long.
Yeah, I get it.
and they need to fill it up with like like stuff on the screen,
hype team,
or
that's
the
pretty
hype
much what I
team.
do.
hype team.
Yeah, the hype team.
Hey,
Let's
guys.
get Austin on the TGL.
Yeah,
The
Season
Bay Golf
2.
Club.
The
Yeah.
Bay Golf Club.
Bay Golf Club. Hit them up.
Yeah.
Do we have so the Bay
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the team.
They're
We're
in
the
the playoffs like
tonight.
now,
Yeah.
right
So
now.
we're like the
We're the
Patriots.
second seed.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
like
So we're like the
undefeated.
best.
Yeah, we're the
Not yet.
best.
We're on our way.
We're the best.
We're the best.
Who's the first seed?
It was LA, but they lost yesterday.
lost.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beat LA.
Yeah.
Beat LA.
But see, this
fine.
kind of discourse is what they're trying to get with team golf,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you don't talk about that, like oh yeah, beat Rory. It's not the same.
Yeah.
But people are seeing like, okay, the team like they have Live Golf too, but no one really watches. I mean, people watch it, but like the team about Live Golf, I don't care about any of those teams for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for this, like I kind of care because it's Bay Area.
Yeah, you
They've
attach a city and
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
They have good
they
branding.
Attach your area.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
gotta root for your whole team.
exactly. So the fact that we're having discourse like our other sports teams that we go to cheer for is what they're going for in terms
Yeah.
of TGL. So I think it's working.
I dig it for sure. Like I'm excited to see where it goes and expand the game too. So
Where's the Bay Area headquarters at?
So
I don't
so,
think
so
that's
that's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
the teams, they have a location tied to their name, but they don't operate. So like the Bay Area team is like 3 internationals and then Wyndham Clark,
Yeah.
who's not from
Oh.
the Bay Area.
Yeah.
It's Ludwig Averg, like who is
we got a stud though.
Yeah.
We got a stud.
Shane Lowry and Minwoo Lee.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm so mad at Shane Lowry right now, bro. I had him first round leader, and this guy didn't even make the cut. I was like,
Oh.
for the players, bro.
For the players?
Yeah, because what was the last tournament? The Arnold Palmer, right before.
Yeah.
this
Oh,
one?
API, yeah.
He played really well, and I was like, oh man, this guy's really cooking right now. And then he cooked himself out of the cut, bro. I was like, damn, man.
Can you bet on these games?
Yeah, you
TGL,
think so, yeah.
You
I got
can.
50 on him to win the whole thing, baby.
You can.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah,
I didn't know you could bet.
no,
That's
I-
your
it's-
thing.
if it's a sport, you
it's a
can bet
sport.
on it.
Dude, you
You can bet on
could
anything.
bet
Yeah.
darts, man.
Yeah.
I mean, not like I have.
Bowling, all
Yeah,
that
no,
stuff.
you can, but yeah. Dude, but yeah.
No, that's good. I didn't know. I wanted to learn more about the TGL because I've seen it. They do a great job marketing it, and
Yeah.
it makes you
Yeah.
interested. Like, what the hell is this? And then you see Tiger, and then you're like, what the hell is that? Is he playing on a team too or no?
Yeah,
He was.
The Jupiter Links.
I think they were like
Jupiter Links,
bottom 2 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, but they were just more like comedy. Cause
Yeah, they were not
Yeah.
very good.
yeah,
Yeah,
Was
they were
Tom
having
Kim?
fun for
Tom
sure.
Kim was
Yeah,
on that
Tom
team?
Kim.
Yeah, he was. he
Tom
called-
Kim,
yeah.
Max Homa,
Yeah.
Tiger, and Kevin Kisner.
Yeah,
And-
Kisner had
yeah.
he like bladed one across the when he was like chipping, bladed it, and everyone was just laughing.
yeah. So it's smart. It's like modern day because attention spans of youth and just people in general is getting way shorter. So just like the pitch clock in baseball,
Yeah,
how they're
yeah.
speeding up the game, they're trying to make
Oh, yeah.
golf more
Yeah,
enticing
they have
by
a shot clock.
they have a shot clock, 40 seconds per
Really?
shot.
Mhm.
So that's why it's always 2 hours. It's only 2 hours long, low commitment to watch, and it's quick.
It's quick, yeah.
And it's modern. They're trying to get people into it, into golf, pretty much. And I think we'll see. Like maybe it doesn't appeal for maybe people who are older than us, but I think
Yeah.
for the younger generation,
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
they
For
like
sure.
it more
Yeah.
than like going to a course and waiting 5 hours to play 18 holes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
What was I wanted to ask you this too, because I know a lot of people in our audience, especially for this episode, beginner golfers. What are the top 3 mistakes you've seen, or in yourself you experienced that beginner golfers make that kind of hold them back from actually getting to that next level that we always strive for?
I think it's really, I'm always about setting the proper expectations, and then kind of identifying. For me, I break it out into two types of like mindsets. So there, in terms of just practicing for beginner golfers, there's two things. One is like, making your swing actually better. And the other is like just practicing your golf swing so you know what you're going to get on the course. Right. So two are completely different ball games. Right. When getting your swing better, that takes a lot of time on the range, experimenting, right? But to make that apply to your on-course swing, it takes a lot of practice, right? Whereas like if instead of focusing on making your swing better, it's really the other part of it, like the other side of the coin is just figuring out like, okay, if I have a 7-iron and I go hit it 5 times on the range, what does it tend to do? And then finding out, unlocking, knowing the knowledge of what your swing does is more powerful to me than being able to hit a really good shot, right? So like, if you're 100 yards out, what club are you taking normally?
Me?
Yeah, just anything.
My pitching wedge.
Yeah, sir. No, I mean that's fine. Like, right. So your pitching wedge, you're 100 yards out. Do you know what your pitching wedge usually does? Does it just go 100 yards straight?
No, it launches 150.
Okay.
But
then that's also something you need to know, right? Yeah. So that's your on-course swing. So it's knowing what your clubs can do, and then trying to figure out how to best position yourself on the course in order to predict the worst possible outcome, right? So like if you're 100 yards, you hit pitching wedge. Oh, well, sometimes I hit at 150 instead of 100. Maybe I shouldn't be pulling a pitching wedge, right? So it's like, what is the best club for me to go 100 yards, right? And then if you know that knowledge, if you build all that up, then you can start practicing to get your swing better. So that's kind of how I view it. Know what you're capable of and what you do on a regular basis and plan for that rather than, trying to improve. Well, yeah, obviously you want to improve your swing. But like for me, I just think about it like, okay, I'm trying to hedge. What's my worst possible outcome? I set up for that. If I draw my gap wedge usually a little bit every time, I'm going to set up a little bit to the right with my gap wedge and hit it 100 instead of like, oh yeah, on the range, I was trying to hit it like 110 perfect straight and then drop it down real nice and soft. No, I'm not going to think about that at all. I'm going to go out there and set myself up and play my most predictable shot. So it's kind of those two things rather than, beating a bunch of balls on the range. That's fine. But then if you're going to go on the range, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to improve your swing? Or are you just trying to figure out what your swing's doing? Right.
That's a great perspective.
Right. Because like the knowledge is half the battle. Right. Yes. Yeah. I think for mid handicaps, we don't have all that time to practice. Right. Like if you have time to practice, time to build up your swing, then do it. Right. But if you're going to the course and you have no idea what your 7-iron does, what, just think about the scenarios you have on the golf course and then just say, okay, this is the club that will do that. Right. Yeah.
I like that.
So it's not like, mind blowing or anything. It's just really as a mid handicapper, just trying to be realistic with your swing and, playing to that, I mean, obviously you're not going to hit them all good. Right. But that's kind of how I see it now. I'm more, course management more because I know that I'm not going to hit them all good. Right. So
that's true.
Yeah. So if from 100 out, because if you're always hitting it from 100 yard out, find out that club that you are good with. But not only that you can hit that, but what shot shape does it do? Right. What's the result of that? Right. Because then okay, if I slice it every time, then play that slice every time. But just set up for it on the course, right?
I try.
Yeah.
We always tell them like, yo, play your slice, And then after our rounds, I was like, man, if only our chipping, putting, course management, our driver was good, we probably play a better score,
Yeah.
But yeah, mindset. Yeah, that's a huge one. People tend to overlook probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and then I might be coming from a different place because I've been playing golf for so long. So I can't. Honestly, a lot of pros and stuff that try to tell you to do all these things, they don't remember what it's like to be crappy at golf, right? True. So how can they That's relate?
Actually a great point.
Even myself, me saying this in that position, like I've shot in the hundreds, last year I've done it before, but like I don't do it all the time. So I can only tell you, an individual so much. The game of golf is so different for everyone. It's really hard. It's more people like trying to get, when in terms of instructors, it's more of them getting into their system because they know they know how people can fit into it, rather than just going to the individual, seeing what they're doing, and then making a system for them. Right? It's like it's pretty. That's why golf is so crazy, like crazy hard. It's just,
no, I know it's always continuous.
Yeah.
Like you said, play your slice. I get. And
if you
and then
the best thing that I can say for mid handicappers is try to play one type of miss. Like if you're spraying it left and right off the tee, you're just gonna hit a ton out of bounds, right? But if you can it could be ugly or whatever. But if you fade it every time, even if it's a really big fade, then at least like you can just aim left, and you could sometimes you get in the middle, sometimes you'll slice it back into the other fairway. But if you're hitting in the middle and going out of bounds, that's 2 strokes, right? So if you can consistently, if you hit a slice 9 times out of 10, play the slice. And then that 10th one, so be it. If it goes left, whatever.
Dude, it always goes straight every time I try to play my slice, man.
Yeah, but if you forcibly, that's like getting to know your swing.
Yeah.
Like for me, like recently I had the driving yips or whatever. I was going left and right. Then I switched some stuff on my drive. I did some tinkering, but now I just play for a right to left shot. And it's just like every time I step to the tee, I know it's going to go right to left. And I just live with it if 1 or 2 that go right. But if I can hit, 16 draws and then one slice, then I'm just gonna set up for a draw every time.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, you're just really punishing yourself, aiming in the middle, praying your miss.
That's true.
Praying your miss doesn't go out of bounds.
True.
Yeah.
right.
You rather just set up for it, know your miss. It's gonna be a severity, one way or another. It's like, but at worst, at least you won't be out of bounds.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true. That's good.
They say 100 yards in is super important, but like getting it in play off the tee, I feel like for mid handicapper is more important if you keep your score legitimately.
Yeah.
Right. If you hit out of bounds, like, oh, it didn't count re-tee, then of course 100 yards in is important. But hitting out of bounds, that's so penalizing.
Yeah,
Yep.
It really is. It's tough. Yeah.
Aim small, miss small, baby.
Yeah, well, I'll try.
That happens, man.
But also try to hit as far as possible.
That's all,
Just rip
Always.
it.
Always.
100% full cowl.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Do you have anything else you want to?
Oh, you know what? I did want to mention one of my favorite videos of yours is the Taste of the Masters.
Oh, okay.
I've seen that. I'm like,
the lore.
Yeah, I want to taste, what the food is like at the Masters. But I saw your video. I was like, oh, this is a great video.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
I love the food stuff you're doing now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's great because.
Well,
you're
aren't you you're not a chef?
He's an Iron Chef.
I was in the restaurant industry.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I was
Well,
watching some other episodes.
Then the pandemic took out our restaurant, and I moved back here. So, we're like I said, we're working our way back. But but by profession, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, I mean, the Taste of the Masters, it's good, but I mean, just to let everyone know, like the Masters, they send out, and they just got an email the other day for it, like a food kit that you can enjoy Masters food at your home, and you can watch the Masters, right? They send you, it's all freeze dried, it's packaged real nice. They give you the whole 9s. But the thing is, the charm about the Masters food is that it's cheap. So I've been to the Masters. I went in 2019, the year Tiger won. So I got super lucky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went on a Thursday. That's a whole nother episode. But
that's crazy.
what's notable there is the food is super cheap, at least back then, 2019. It's like, $2, like $3 for an egg sandwich or something. And then they don't have any branded stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's like light beer or beer, or they don't put Budweiser. So they control everything. That's they don't do any sponsored anything. Wow. Right. So they keep the prices low. And the food is pretty cheap. But the thing is, they don't, it's not like the most delicious food ever.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
it's pretty whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty, but there are some pretty good things. They have like the pimento cheese sandwich, a couple of dollars, but it's not like amazing or anything. Right. So if you want to experience the food, it is pretty close to it, because just think about how good food can get shipped across the country in a frozen package or whatever, and you heat it up. That's basically, it does taste like that, but it's not like a mind-blowing good,
That's pretty smart, though.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty smart on them.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Masters, who you got this year? Who do you think's winning the Masters this year?
Oh man, that's a great question. Homer and me says Bryson, but I won't go there. I think I as much as people don't like that, I think Joaquin Neiman's going to be in the play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's asking for a bet.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I already know who I'm betting. Baby.
Okay, yeah.
They always let me down. Okay, Mori Kawawa.
But okay, yeah. I think Rory is obviously this is the hottest start he's ever had, so he's gonna be in the mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
I wish my boy was playing in the Masters though. Rico Hoey, he's Filipino.
Oh.
So I've been following this dude, but he's not quite there yet. But he's on the tour, so
okay.
I love this guy.
Tour's a tour,
man.
Tour. You're on the tour, yeah, man.
Dude, isn't it like last place you still get money?
You gotta make the cut.
You gotta make the cut. You gotta make it to the weekend.
Xander, he was last guy of the cut. I think he made 50 grand.
Hey man,
on the player. So that pays for the trip, I guess.
Just saying.
Pays for the private jet.
Yeah, right.
I was like, bruh.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like these guys, dude, it's cool.
Damn, that's all good. All right. Well, anyone else got anything else? Because I'm about to wrap this baby up. Thank you, Matt, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No,
oh
my God, that was great. That was like an hour already gone by, dude.
It's quick.
Thank you guys for watching the Nerd Out Workout Podcast, our golf episode. Thank you guys for coming out, where we nerd out, workout, and podcast. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.